The leading edge devices and trailing edge flaps are high lift devices that increase wing lift and decrease stall speed during takeoff, low speed flight, and landing. The leading edge devices are the leading edge flaps, which have two positions, up and full extended. And the leading edge slats, which have three positions, up, extended, and full extended. The trailing edge flaps are double slotted. Extension of the leading edge devices occurs in sequence with the movement of the trailing edge flaps. The leading edge devices and trailing edge flaps use hydraulic system B. The standby hydraulic system is the alternate source for extension of the leading edge devices. An electrical motor is the alternate system for extension and retraction of the trailing edge flaps. Alternate flap and slat operation is discussed in a different lesson. The flap lever is on the first officer's side of the control stand. When the flap lever moves, the trailing edge flap control and leading edge control operate, and hydraulic pressure goes to the trailing edge drive unit and the leading edge slats. The flap position indicator shows the trailing edge flap positions. Flap gates prevent accidental movement through position 1 during a single engine go-around and position 15 during a normal go-around. The flaps limit placard shows the maximum speed for each flap position. The flap slat electronics unit, or FSEU, supplies trailing edge flap load relief from higher than normal airspeed for flaps 40, 30, 25, 15, and 10. The FSEU tells the flaps to retract from 40 to 30 if the airspeed is more than 171 knots. When the flap lever is set to 30, the flaps retract to 25 if the airspeed is more than 181 knots. When the flap lever is set to 25, the flaps retract to 15 if the airspeed is more than 196 knots. At flaps 15, the flaps retract to 10 if the airspeed is more than 201 knots, and at flaps 10, the flaps will retract to 5 if the airspeed is more than 206 knots. The flap lever does not move, but the flap position indicator shows the retracted position. The flaps extend back to the set position when the airspeed decreases below 166 knots for flaps 40, below 176 knots for flaps 30, below 191 knots for flaps 25, below 196 knots for flaps 15, and below 201 knots for flaps 10. Indications for the leading edge devices are on the center instrument panel and the aft overhead panel. The leading edge devices annunciator panel shows the position of each leading edge flap and slat. The leading edge flap transit and extended lights show the condition of the leading edge devices. When all the lights extinguish, the devices are retracted. The amber leading edge devices transit lights and leading edge flaps transit light illuminate when the leading edge devices are in transit or not in the correct position. The green leading edge devices extended or full extended lights illuminate when the leading edge devices are in the correct position. The leading edge flaps extended light illuminates when the leading edge flaps are in the full extended position and the slats are in the extended position. Or the leading edge flaps and slats are in the full extended position. Push and hold the test switch. The test switch illuminates all annunciator panel lights. The auto-slat system increases wing lift if the airplane approaches a stall during takeoff or approach to landing. With the trailing edge flaps set at 1, 2, 5, 15, or 25, the auto-slat system moves the leading edge slats from extended to the full extended position before stick shaker. The slats move back to the extended position when the pitch angle is below the stall attitude. The auto-slat system uses hydraulic system B. If pressure from the hydraulic system B engine-driven pump is not sufficient, the power transfer unit, or PTU, uses hydraulic system A to pressurize system B for auto-slat operation. Let's look at a flap extension sequence. Set flaps 25. When the flap lever is set to a position anywhere from 1 to 25, the trailing edge flaps move from the up position and the leading edge devices move to the extend position. The leading edge flaps transit light and leading edge devices transit lights illuminate. When the trailing edge flaps near the 1 position, the leading edge flaps are at full extended. The slats are at extended, and the leading edge flaps extended light illuminates. Set flaps 40. When the trailing edge flaps move past flaps 25, the slats move to the full extend position. The lights again show in transit and then full extended. Only the trailing edge flaps continue to extend from flaps 30 to flaps 40.